So BYBIT is now fully MiCA compliant. We have the MiCA European license from Austria, actually, our regulator. So BYBIT.eu is launched, and as of today, you can register, you can deposit euros, you can trade spot.
Exchanges don't report liquidation data correctly. Why? And which ones are the biggest ones that don't report correctly?
I don't want to name names. BitMax was the first exchange that did report liquidation, and they actually report fully. So even today, I think BitMax report full liquidation data. But then after that, obviously, BitMax kind of became smaller, and then, I guess...
There's a word for BitMax. You know BitMax? They stole 0.2 Bitcoin off me. I've got Ben, who owns BYBIT, sat next to me. And
Good to see you, buddy.
Yeah, it's been a long time since I've met Ben.
Yeah.
Ben lives in the shadows these days.
No, I don't live in the shadow. I'm always there. I'm very on the front line.
That's what I mean, though. You're all so much on the front line that I've never seen you. There's no more BYBIT events. We used to see you all the time, and now... Anyway, I've got 5 questions to ask to him today. Okay. 5 questions that I've wondered for a while. So we'll start off with, is BYBIT returning to the whole of the EU anytime soon?
Not returning, returned already.
You have returned.
Returned. So BYBIT is now fully MiCA compliant. We have the MiCA European license from Austria, actually, our regulator. So BYBIT.eu is launched, and as of today, you can register, you can deposit euros, you can trade spot. Derivative is coming. So we're getting the MiFID license, and hopefully by Q1 next year, client will be able to trade up to 10 leverage. And for sophisticated investors, they can trade up to even 100.
What is a sophisticated investor in this case?
Well, there's some tests you need to do, and there's I think you need to have certain income. I'm not sure, $500,000 in the bank or something. And then most important, we look at if you have any trading record on like global exchanges, whatever, previously. If you can show that, then I think we have a way to convince.
What about if your trading record is like mine?
Well, I think we mainly look at trading record, not look at how rich or broke you are.
Yeah. We don't look at P&L.
Well, if you're losing a lot, you probably need to trade more. I don't know.
Trade more leverage. Make it back faster. Yeah. Anyway, next question. You mentioned this on Twitter, actually, and I found it quite interesting.
Okay.
And I've always wanted to speak to you about it. Exchanges don't report liquidation data correctly. Why? And which ones are the biggest ones that don't report correctly?
I don't want to name names,
okay.
But we all know the biggest one and the second biggest and the third, I don't know. So BYBIT is the currently globally second largest global exchange. Ever since the beginning, there was a rule that the liquidation feed is reported not completely 100%. Most exchanges do it. They give one snapshot per a few seconds, but only that second is counted. So that means it's 1/5 or 1/4. And if you go to, I think, what they call CoinGlass today, you will always see BYBIT as the #1 liquidation exchange. So I guess we're #1 in something, that the total liquidation. But obviously, because BYBIT is now giving full data transparency on liquidation and things like that. Yeah. But a lot of clients do make a huge deal out of the liquidation data. But the liquidation is after leverage. Yeah. So it is obviously leveraged amount, right? Yeah.
So could it be a case where other exchanges are reporting the pre-leveraged amount that's being liquidated?
No, they simply only report 1/6, 1/5, sometimes 1/10.
But why? Marketing?
No, doesn't stand out, I guess, on this ranking of liquidation. I think, I think if you track in the back, BitMax was the first exchange that did report liquidations, and they actually report fully. So even today, I think BitMax report full liquidation data. But then after that, obviously, BitMax kind of became smaller, and then, I guess...
There's a word for BitMax. You know BitMax? They stole 0.2 Bitcoin off me. I didn't log into my account for 4 years, and it wasn't KYC'd, and they removed 0.02 Bitcoin out of my account for like every month for 4 years.
Okay.
And it added up to quite a lot, and I was like, damn, guys, you can't do that.
And did you manage to get some of it back? Or?
Yeah, I just logged out like 4 or 5 years ago when everyone stopped using BitMax and switched over to BYBIT. And they sent it me back, no problem. Like, I was like, guys on Twitter, you need to sort this out. That you can't just steal my money.
Okay, good.
So we're all friends again now.
Okay, good.
No problems there. But I just thought it was crazy. Like, just if you've never KYC'd on BitMax, check your account. Because I had like old accounts from back in the day with money. And I logged in and it's like, it's gone. And
Okay.
you remember, like, one Bitcoin back in the day was $3,000. Now one Bitcoin is 100 and something. It's like,
Yeah. When we started the exchange, it was less than $3,000.
Yeah.
We used to host clients gathering, and we just throw out, here's one Bitcoin. You know, it's like, no, cannot do that.
I remember, like, the giveaways back in the day. Like, oh, hey, let's do a one Bitcoin giveaway. Mad. Anyway, right. The next question: do exchanges make money from liquidations? Because many people believe they do. And if BYBIT does not, what kind of exchange does, and how can you spot them?
I think you can actually spot them in the rules of how many fees they take on liquidations.
Okay.
So for BYBIT, we don't charge fees dedicatedly on liquidations. But there's other exchanges. Not only setting fees, there's also when you get liquidated, you don't get liquidated at zero. You get liquidated typically when you have a little bit left, like 2.5%, whatever the balance, right? And typically, this balance is a buffer that goes into the insurance fund. And for clients, you probably want to check how big is the buffer, and does it make sense? And I think all the exchange actually transparently write in the rules, but there's just nobody look at them, right? Maybe it's good for you to actually do a comparison. Of the rules, and then people can see.
If I go to the exchanges and just say, guys, how much money do you make off liquidation? They asked me, I was at a gate event the other day, and I was like, I was on the stage, I was like, I really want to ask. I really want to ask. And I was like, maybe now's not the time. Anyway, moving on from that one, did you ever catch the person that hacked BYBIT?
I wish I could, but it's first foremost was not a person, it was an organization.
Yep.
And I think this organization is not only wanted by us. I mean, even the regulator, global FBI, is after the state actor of.
Did they manage to recover any funds at all?
We managed to freeze maybe 3%. That's about it. It's very hard.
So it's an expensive day for you then.
Well, very expensive.
Yeah.
More expensive than having a sports car team like you.
They're doing a race team, and then they're being attacked by some guys that are maybe not in a country that's
No. But it was a big lesson learned. We did many. It wasn't BYBIT got hacked. It was Safe, the third-party provider. So now we have our own developed system. Banking grade is like.
Where was it? Was it on the staking pool, or how did that happen?
No. It was Safe. It's a third party. It's the largest multi-sig Ethereum wallet, right?
Okay.
The problem with Ethereum at the time was you cannot have a multi-sig solution based on hardware. It's all smart contract.
Yeah.
So Safe was literally the biggest one, and 80% of people use Safe. So now we have complete use cold wallet solution. HSM, these type of things. But back in the days, we were using them.
That's cool to know. Right, then, second final question. Why, just out of interest more than anything, why are all crypto founders Chinese? I actually asked this as well to another CEO yesterday, and I'm curious.
And what was the answer?
Their answer was labor is so much cheaper for developers in China, and so it's very attractive. But I just find it an interesting thing of, you name American crypto founders, the Winklevoss twins, their business is worth 2.1 billion today. That's not very good compared to what BYBIT does. BYBIT shits all over that in terms of daily volume. So why is it that, because both have been very harsh regulatory landscapes, why are the most successful founders in crypto Chinese?
It is definitely not a race thing or national. It's really the talent pool, and I do agree. And also, it's not about being cheap. Actually, there are cheaper labors.
Yeah.
If you go to, I don't know, probably Vietnam, or you go to
Indonesia,
Indonesia, the labor is cheaper. But why don't you see a global exchange come out of Vietnam or Indonesia?
We've seen a few, but then they tend to delete themselves.
They're very small.
Take
very
all
small.
The money.
No, they're very small. No. It's because China had a huge boom of internet, and the big internet company like TikTok, like Alibaba, like Tencent, they, kind of revolutionized how the industry in China, and they educated so many good developers.
Yeah.
And then also they educated the working culture. The working culture is like 996, which is 9 o'clock to 9 o'clock p.m. and 6 days a week, right? And let's talk about how to run a successful exchange. exchange is extremely operational intensive. So you need to look at which country can produce the most execution accurate and execution dedication and also operation heavy entity. Then China comes out. You have this very hardcore working culture, very hardworking people, and very talented developers. These combination can build a good exchange. But what US is really good at, again, is innovation, new ideas. That's why you see all of the new ideas in Web3 come out of the US. Whereas China on this side, on the east side, is more taking an idea and kind of develop into something mass adopt, a product basically. So at the end of the day, I think exchange is a product business, is the operation business. For that, the Chinese laborers and whatever you call it is very much ready for that.
Yeah. That's a good answer. I like that one.
Yeah.
Right, then the final one is one that I asked ChatGPT to come up with a very controversial question.
Okay, very good.
And I came up with some really controversial ones. And I was like, I sent them
Ben,
all.
what did you do last weekend?
I sent them all to Cody. Cody didn't read them and just said, yeah, just ask anything. I was like, I can't ask what it's asked. So this is the least controversial of all the ones that ChatGPT came up with. Yeah. And this one is, again, I've got to read it because it's long.
Yeah.
US market and strategic exclusion, BYBIT is barred or restricted from the US market. Partly because it has no CFTC or SEC registration, unlike US-based exchanges. Given the potential revenue and institutional customers in the US, is your exclusion from the US market a strategic decision or a regulatory failure? What concrete plan do you have, if any, to re-enter the US in compliance with domestic laws?
Okay, very interesting question. Very long question. I don't think the audience remember that question.
Yeah, no, it's a long one. I'll put it on the screen. Put it on the screen.
Okay, so the first part is you're asking, US is a huge market, BYBIT not in US, was this a failure decision or was it a strategic decision, right? A good decision. Actually, there's two sides of the coin. It depends on how long you want to run the business. If I only want to make short-term money, or if any exchange is here to make short-term money and they don't give a shit about long-term play, just say 5 years I want to make the most money, then probably do a non-KYC target in the US is okay, I don't know. But obviously there's legal compliance consequence. Now, we definitely made the right decision because we know US is big. And by respecting the law, it gives us the opportunity to go back in and given point in a compliant way, which actually we're considering now. Given that the U.S. regulatory framework is so friendly now, and all these company IPO.
Have you met Trump?
I have not met Trump, but actually I had a speech with Donald Trump Jr. yesterday.
Yeah?
Yeah, in the token event. Yes.
So you met Trump Jr.?
I met Trump Jr.
You've got his phone number.
I got his phone number,
yeah.
So, so US is definitely something we're looking into, but it has to be done in a completely compliant way. And we recognize it's a huge market and there's opportunity now. So hopefully maybe give me 6 months, there's some news we'll announce with the US, local partners and things like that. But definitely, I think it's not a failure. It's a strategic decision. Yeah.
Very good. Then thank you for 15 to 20 minutes of your time.
All right, man. Thank you.
I appreciate you.
Always good to talk to you, bro.
Yeah.
Always good. Thank you.
Thank you.